Hey everybody, CyberKnife again. I had a video that I wanted to do tonight with a little bit of commentary. Lately, as you probably know, I've been doing a lot of videos with music and just kind of, just play and watch you go, whatever, but not really any narration or tips or whatever, strategy. And I had an interesting game tonight that I haven't had. Well, the reason is I haven't really had any games that I've, really wanted to talk about. Just been having a lot of, average games, whatever. And tonight, last game of the night, we're in Tier 8. My friend Eric is in his near stock Tiger II. I believe he just has the upgraded cannon on that. And I'm in my IS-3. Unfortunately, IS-3, it does have 100%. I'm not stock, I'm 100%, but I've got a decent crew. They are at 27% repair on their first skill, so they're not too bad, passable. And we start out. Looks like we got a good break, even teams. It's a tier 10 game, unfortunately, for us, and that can be a little bit rough, but, as you'll see in this game, it's not always undoable. So anyway, we decide to go down K-line, and I'm noticing that they have a mouse, a lot of good players, particularly at E50, and I'm noticing that he has 55% good efficiency, and that's going to come into play later. I'm also noticing right off the bat we have a lot of action going on up here, and our OE5 is fully engaged and already asking for help, and he'll get it, luckily, in the form of the ISUs that are climbing up the hill here, and as well as the T-28. And these guys are all going to be focusing on this main enemy advance that's coming down this creek bed here. Sometimes enemies will work up along the mountain here and come around. These guys, interestingly, I don't see this too often, they decide to come down the creek, and it appears to work for them to a degree. As you'll see, we've made a nice inroad here going up the middle hill on the second front here, and then of course we're the third front moving down K line, and then hopefully, if we'll be able to turn this corner and advance on one line. And at this point, I'm not really sure what these TDs are definitely not going to be coming with us or supporting us, but I'm fairly comfortable because I have, let me actually turn on free camera, I have an IS-7 with me, and he's actually a really good, pretty decent player. He's got a good efficiency. He's better than me, man. I mean, anyway, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable at this point. I'm going to slow it down just a bit so I get ahead of myself. There's a lot of action right at this point. Now, you'll notice, I'm going to pause just for 1 second just to explain what this line is. This I can use this as a pointer right now, but when I have this in my, not in fixed mode, this line always points exactly where the cannon is pointing. So when I'm in fixed camera mode, you can see exactly where this is. But I'm going to use it now as a tool just to kind of show where I'm looking at down this way. The main advance is enveloping here. Now, if this mouse did, I'm correct, he hasn't spotted yet. I think I am, and I believe that it'll take him a while to get down here. So we should be spotting him any minute. I'm going to poke over this little mound and hope to get some spots here, and hopefully we can all continue and see what's there, and then we'll engage in advance. So we've dropped off. Our IS-8 has wisely gone back to give the OE-5 a hand. This Tiger II is pretty peppy, and he's ready to go, man. My friend in the Tiger II is moving up, and this is our IS-7 friend right here, and he's decided to stay down in that little swale right there, which is a good place to stop, really, and until you identify what's going to move up. But the problem I have with this guy is he pretty much camps it out and stays there the entire game. Once he stops, he never moves again, and that kind of drives me nuts. I'm going to tell you right now, I think in a tier 10 heavy, you have an obligation to push a line. In a heavy, you have an obligation to push a line and use your armor to your team's benefit. And not to get too preachy here, I'd like to hear your opinion if you have a different one. But I'm telling you, man, this guy is an obviously good player. And I'm not going to say he's totally ineffective in this game, but I think there's a lot better ways to use a heavy than hang back and not use that armor and speed that the IS-7 offers. But anyway, I digress. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to poke up and see what get going on the game. Up to full speed here. I'm going to go back and show you this is the original view in fixed camera. I don't have 6th sense in this tank, So this is kind of YOLOing a little bit to pop up here, but I'm pretty confident that it's going to take the mouse a while to get down here. I was just making sure that nothing's going to shoot me from hill, more likely is what I was concerned about here. And then I decided to kind of just take a position right here, and hopefully I'm going to spot this mouse moving up before he spots me. Early contribution ISU on the far hill over here just took out a Pershing who was actually a very good player. Now I'm looking down the scope, seeing if I can see any trees dropping or whatever, looking for this mouse coming up. Things are not going too bad up north. The feisty T-71 is hanging in there and spotting for the OE5 and fully supported by a whole boatload of TDs on both high hills, and I just took an early shot on that RHM, that little Waffenträger Jr. up on the hill. I see a tree drop. I think I'm going to take a speculative shot here. Damage does not show in XVM or in the mods, but it will show up later. In this case, my speculative shot didn't hit anything. And I notice this KV4 here is side on. Take a nice chunk out of him. He realizes it's a mistake now. This Tiger's just YOLOing up on this guy. And yeah, I take another shot. It goes right. Low Glacius takes him out, secures the kill. Taking hits from something up there. Now, this is interesting right here. Something just hit me there. And at this point, I knew right what it was. That's our little friend, probably, the E50. He hasn't been sighted here. He hasn't been sighted anywhere. And if I was in an E50, I would be somewhere probably right up, just poking over this ridge, using my gun depression a little bit, taking a shot, and then pulling back over. So I'm kind of looking over in that direction, and whatever hit me came from left of where I'm looking, right in this area. And that would be right here on the map. So I'm going to keep an eye on this area of the map, and we'll see if I'm correct. It could be anything, even a T-71, but he's already been spotted there. So, I mean, other than a 110, it didn't feel like a 110 hit, and he'd be crazy to get up there. So I'm going to go with E50, and we'll see what happens. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here. I think I'm about to YOLO another shot here because I think I really want a piece of this RHM, and I think I'm going to take a blind fire shot. I noticed my pip dropped a little bit there, and I was trying to pull it up. I don't know what that was, all sticky. I took a shot, and it didn't hit anything. Okay, so now we got the ISU 152 showing up there in the mouse. Tiger II's YOLOing up on this one line here, fully engaged with him. He's paying the price. Now look, we got a shot from the IS-7 there. He did take a shot at the mouse there. Still got our mountain climbers advancing. This M8 Patton is bravely advancing, and I think I'm about to ask him to see if he can light these TDs. There's my platoon mate Eric, made it over finally with that slow ass Tiger II. Great tank, a lot of fun. Not really fun till you get it upgraded though. Whew. Yeah, here I go. I'm asking him to go light the Waffenträger, and he does. Good player. He does his duty. He marches right out there. Unfortunately, what he didn't and I didn't realize is that the mouse isn't paying attention to the Tiger II or me. The mouse and his friends earlier are still paying attention to hill, and that's going to cost us. Yeah, it looks like he got lit on fire. There's it, right there, just spotted. There's our friend as predicted, the E50. Looks like the mouse ended up securing the kill. Krabby Patty just killed our OE5, so that's not good. Over here, our last heavy is collapsed. The IS-8 is apparently falling back into this town. We've got TD support here. All of our TDs are now gone off the hill, dead. And the T-71 is still in a little one-on-one battle. He took out the OE4, just took out the scout. So right now I'm pinging the map. Right now I'm assuming that they're going to climb this hill and shoot down on the IS-8, but this is where the enemy team makes a mistake. They continue to go down this creek bed in the open in full view now of our TDs, which are now giving them complete and undivided attention. This is no longer going on here, really. This is getting center stage for everybody. Now every one of these players over here is now fully engaged on this. Now we decide to go over here and attack the mouse. I'm thinking maybe we can swarm them. There's only a Tiger II and a mouse there. I'm thinking, let's go. So my friend goes down. The Tiger II is still alive up there, and I I'm about to look back, and look, here's our friend, not moving. So I take up a position here. I know where he's not going to go, and I have to reconsider rushing. Eric can't reconsider. He's already fully locked in. I'm kind of flustered now because the IS-7 is not coming up, and I take a foolish shot, hits an old hull. I'm reloading. I'm typing while I'm reloading. I need a hand, IS-7. I'm trying to be polite because I don't want to bitch at the guy too hard. Maybe he could stop sniping for a second at the hill and kind of support the advance here because we're going to get chewed up. But unfortunately, he doesn't. He continues firing at the hill. I get a good shot on the Tiger II there. I'm not sure which one that was. Fired back, took a little chunk out of me. Probably Tiger II. Anus just destroyed the ISU 152, which definitely helped. I just took a shot in the track from the Waffenträger. Waffenträger Jr., as a matter of fact. Another shot from our E50 friend, probably. No, that was E50 bearing it in the hill. That was the Tiger II that bounced. So up here, we got these guys shooting down on me. We got this mouse bearing down on me like a freight train at 2 miles an hour. He's going to chew up my friend first. And I look up, I notice this E50 target of opportunity up on the hill, take a shot at him. I question now whether it was the wisest thing to do. I could have maybe taken an early shot at the mouse. I didn't want to shoot the mouse even then. I knew I would bounce it. I wanted to get this Tiger II out. Luckily here I was able to set him on fire. There's a shot from the E15 missing. Now at this point I'm not ready to load a prem round yet, but I'm starting to think about it. I noticed the IS-7, I don't know if he's even looking this way or not, and I've still got this mouse coming at me. He's completely over on the other side of that hill now. So it's just going to be me against this mouse and the Tiger II. So anyway, let me get going again. At this point, I'm thinking, man, I should switch to a prem round, and I did. My goal at this point is to get him to come up over this hill after me. Unfortunately, the Tiger II takes another shot out of me. I'm taking a lot of hits from all the TDs on the hill. I'm pretty much one shot for somebody now. And I'm looking over at him. He is now engaged in the mouse. I feel a little bit better. And I'm kind of waiting. Now, this is the point where things get a little frisky. The OE4 takes a shot. Spaced armor misses. My IS-7 friend does give me support, helps. I put a shot in there, too much of an angle even at that, even into the side there. I don't know if the skirts ate it or what. But anyway, he makes a big mistake here, basically. He decides to keep on going down the hill, and I can see what he's thinking. He's got a tier 10 to deal with in a crappy little IS3 here. He's going to eventually go up and over to the IS-7, so he's hoping just to blow by me, swing that turret around, and just take me out as he passes. He's assuming that I won't be able to pen him. Now, I've loaded a prem round, and I'm pretty well determined to take this mouse out. Now, I know that I'm fully exposed to the hill here. I've lucky that one right there, I'm assuming that's either the Waffenträger. That one right there is probably from the E5 right there on that line, the E50, I mean. So I know that somebody is going to get me here. I'm just hoping that I can get over here and get this mouse. He's only 23 meters away. I'm going to try to take him out before I die. See if we can do it. Things are looking better on the other front, though. They're over there, too. The mini map, by the way. So, full speed. I come in. This kind of reminds me like I felt like I was a fighter pilot diving in behind an enemy bomber. Got that prem round loaded up. I ram them, so I'm not quite loaded, and aim, fire right into the ammo, as it turns out. Ammo there. And immediately thereafter was destroyed by the Waffenträger up on the hill. So to me that was a big success. I was happy, and I really felt like I had contributed something to the game, which I really didn't expect to. And I honestly, the way things were looking, I didn't really expect us to win. But these guys continued to going down the creek, which I hadn't really noticed. I expected them to come this way, and they funneled right into this kill zone and got chewed up. And these guys just, the IS-8 went back. Excellent play. RHM, excellent play. Batchat got monster damage. OE4, just killer play. And even the IS-7 played well, got 2 kills. But I really think that tier 10 armor could have been used a lot more effectively. The speed could have been used a lot more effectively. I don't think everybody had to die on this line. I think in another player's hands, maybe in that player's hands and a little more aggressive, they could have, got in there. I don't know if they're on the phone or what was going on, eating a sandwich, couldn't work the keyboard, but yeah, I felt like myself and my platoon mate kind of paid for it. But in the end, it worked out. But 9 times out of 10, I'm telling you, this wouldn't go this well. 9 times out of 10, what happens is I come in behind this guy, I bump into him, I take damage, he doesn't, and then I shoot, it bounces, prem round or not, and then he swings that turret around, blasts me right in the mug with a heat round or whatever, or a gold round, and kills me, and then he would go right up the hill and eat up our IS-7. And, in this case, we were going to win no matter what, whether I killed him or not. But, that's only thanks to these guys doing a spectacular job and just chewing up the 17th Force. And any other day, these guys would have went a different route or something like that, and we would have been chewed up. And then, this mouse would have been, the final TDs would have got hammered between a nice little sandwich of these guys that went down this line and these guys that ended up coming down this way. But I think they foolishly exposed themselves into a kill zone, couldn't recover, and then these guys could turn their full attention finally to supporting this line and do the final cleanup. At this point, only the RHM Waffenschläger is still alive here. This is just a little artifact, so I don't think this Tiger's alive. Yeah, just the RHM is alive. I just paused it. Get it going again for the big finale. Anyway, the OE4 over there, I believe he moves up or something and finally finishes off. Lucky finally loses his luck. 55% player, 1200 efficiency. Really good player. And 5,000. They played very well. The enemy team played very well. This game could have went either way. I think a lot of RNG had to do with it, but we were there in the right place at the right time to take advantage of the terrain and their mistakes, and it ended up working out for us. And the IS-8, who valiantly went back and fought well, rightly pointed out that the IS-7 was effective there. He in that little slot there, he did support Hill. He turned his IS-7 into a TD and planted that TD there, and he gave us a little bit of support. But in my opinion, that's just not the best way to play that. And I don't think you should camp into any heavy. And I know a lot of people argue and say, well, what about a low? What about a low? You're slower, push a line, man. You're in a heavy, push a line. You got armor, use it. You got a low glacius, cover it, hop from cover to cover, angle it up, whatever. Don't camp. That's no way to play. If you want to camp, jump in a TD, play artillery. But when you get into a heavy, especially in the tier 10 higher tier games, you're really denying a major asset from your team. And you can only hope that somebody stupid on their other team does the same thing, or one of your teammates can recover and take out their heavies, because you won't be there to help. And people with armor will be fighting battles that you should be fighting. But anyway, that's just my opinion. I'm interested to hear what anybody else has to say about it. We did pretty well. Just to wrap it up real quick. I'm sorry I went a little bit long, but I'm a little bit passionate about campers here. Ended up doing 2,500. I actually got the second highest EXP in the game. It was 977 base. This was my ×2 game, and because I have premium, it was just shy of 3,000 EXP, 2,930 doubled in premium XP. Without premium, it was 1,953 doubled. Base 977. I took 11 shots. 8 of those shots hit. 7 penned. It did 2,570 damage, as you can see up here. I also took 9 hits. 4 of those hits penetrated. I took 3,800 potential damage. But anyway, I think that was a very interesting game. I even though I'm griping about how the IS-7 played, and I was kind of griping, I was a little bit kind of chapping my ass a little bit. I got killed like that, even though I did take out the mouse. It was a good game. I enjoyed it. It worked out for the best, but it doesn't always work out like this. I would say about 3/4 of the way through that game, I didn't see it going our way. Only when these guys shifted, and instead of going and hugging the hill and then taking the high ground and then being able to attack high ground to high ground or plunge down here, whatever, they just kind of channeled right into this kill zone here along the creek, and that's just not wise. Either go around this way or come through this way. Don't just go through here. This is a real pinch, that bridge, and you got TDs, and it's not good. Didn't work out for them either, and we capitalized on their mistake. Or anyway, we didn't. These guys did. So anyway, good game to my friend Eric in his Tiger II, Teufelhund is his name. If you're curious, that means devil dog in German. That's a Marine Corps thing. Anyway, good game to the other team. Really good game to the IS-8, the Batchat, the OE-4, the Waffenschläger, even the IS-7. Great job supporting the hill there. I really enjoyed the game. Really good game. That early ISU that took out the Pershing, that was crucial. That was a really good player. Yeah, good game to everybody. Thanks for watching. If you have I'd like to hear your opinion about it, but that's the way I see it. So anyway, thanks for watching, and have a good night. I'm going to bed. It's late.